Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we will look at this one, the WattCycle Smart Mini 314 amp hour 12.8 volt lithium iron phosphate battery. So I'll try to make it short and sweet for you in this battery review. But I also want to highlight a couple of things before we get started. What you get in the box is the battery itself, as well as the user manual, and you get a M8 bolt. There we go, little caps as well on the terminals. Not a lot, but all you need for this battery. This battery is massive and it's called Mini because those cells are filling the entire housing. Just want to take that away. All right, let's get started with this battery specifically and the specification. So this battery, also known as a Mini 300 mAh battery, 12 volt. By the way, something's wrong with my yellow. I'm not changing this. Maybe I change it in the video editing afterwards, but if not, I'm not that yellow. Anyways, this battery has a 200 amp BMS. Let's see, they have overcharge protection, over discharge protection, over current protection, over voltage protection, short circuit protection, and high and low temp protection. That's what I advertise it with. Instead of 280 amp hour, they have 12% more capacity, 4.01 kilowatt hour energy, so 4010 watt. Quite impressive. And what I actually do like about those batteries usually, so I'm curious about the teardown, if they also have the ribbon, the casing, or inside the metal casing basically, that makes it very sturdy and protects usually the cells pretty well as well, if it's prismatic cells. They advertise it here, optimized batteries from the inside, aluminum cooling fins they call it. Yeah, that's a BMS most likely, so we'll see. And yeah, that's what I was talking about, the durable metal frame as they advertise it. Let's take a closer look into the manual and the specification specifically. Page 3, we have the 12 volt 314 amp hour Mini Smart. Standard maximum continuous charge is 0.2 C. The standard is 62.8. And the maximum continuous charging is 200 amp. Same maximum continuous discharge is 200 amp. We'll see if that works. I have a capacity test, but also a high current discharge test. Overcurrent discharge protection, overcurrent charge protection, and again, weight limit. Parallel and series connection. It's pretty comprehensive, and I think they made it pretty well. So WattCycle was always one of those battery manufacturers I felt like who did it pretty good. They, in my opinion, got a new app. They got, I think, a different app, which I used a different app in the past. Weirdly enough, I don't know if I used the wrong one, but they have their own WattCycle app, and I'll be using it later on when we do all the tests, and you can see it if it's working or not, but it shows everything what you need to see. Okay, let's get started with, first of all, capacity test, high discharge or high current test, if it actually has the BMS protection it claims, and then we'll do a teardown. Just started a capacity test, so we're at 99%, you can see in the left corner. We just are below 1 amp hour, and here's proof the WattCycle 314 amp hour battery is connected. I'll get back as soon as the capacity test is completed. I think we're slowly hitting the low voltage disconnect. You can see we pulled already 321 amp hour out of the battery. Still running here the 314 amp hour WattCycle battery. We're getting close to an end. Awesome to see. Capacity test for sure passed. Sounds like the inverter is having a low voltage disconnect. Let's see if the battery disconnects at all. Oh yeah, that was the battery. Most likely 10.5 or something like that. Let's see. Coming back quickly. All right, here we can see 13.16 volts. That's the reader on the WattCycle battery. Same as we had before. It is the voltage on the outside of the BMS, on the terminals basically, are reading less than it actually is, because here we have a really quick view. 100%, this battery is completely charged, and the voltage reading is here at 13.8. By the way, when you click on here, you can also see the balanced, or how balanced the cells are. And at the moment we are not super balanced because the battery just was charged. It looks like 0099 volts. Alright, let me get started with the high discharge test and if we have some overcurrent. So again, here's a reminder. The battery is capable of pushing out up to 200 amp continuously, maximum continuous discharge current, that's what it states in the manual itself. And there's overcurrent discharge protection at 210 amp plus minus 10 amp. So that's exactly what you want to see, and I believe, and we'll see that with the teardown, they have their own BMS, and that just works well. So yeah, let's see how that actually does work. Okay, it looks like we discharge it with 88 amp. Let me get this number up. Sorry, I don't have my tripod here today. So, let's see how far we can get with me holding and shaking the camera. Pretty good. 190. You can see it is emptying the discharge here on the phone. Tells us 176, 60, okay. Let's see what's maximum possible, if it goes high or not. Okay, looks like we need to add some other loads here. Guess what, somehow we made it work that the battery just shut off because we were over 250 amp hour. So I'll get it recharged or restarted and then we'll do the test again. Oh, that's coming back. Let's see what's happening now. Still having the same loads attached, so let's see if we can trigger the overcurrent protection again. Oh yeah, over 200, and there it is. Alright, let's try to aim for 200 amp this time. Oh, and there it is back. Okay, let's see. Charger, everything's attached. Let's see how quickly we can get it up to 200 and let it run for a little bit, because it should only trigger to 10, plus minus 10. So let's double check how far we can get. Around 60. 180, slowly going up. Don't want to overdo it right away. Here we are, 204, 205. Letting it run, and let's settle and see how it goes. You can see on the app itself it also says around 206, so it's pretty accurate, I would say. And let's see, here is difference in the temperatures we can see in the app. I guess it looks pretty good. Let's see if I push a little bit over. Okay, over 210. 17. The app it says 216, yep, close. There it is. Wow. WattCycle really did a great job in actually protecting the battery. And actually what they have in the manual, it triggers pretty close by to that as well. 210 plus minus 10 amp. Pretty impressive. I'm happy to see that. I let it recharge. Sorry, I let it come back, reboot, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll continue with the teardown. Okay, now you saw the capacity test, what this battery is actually capable of, which is so cool to see that we have more pulled than advertised. And that's always a good sign. So I've seen a couple other videos already about this battery, and I want to see if it's consistent with what I have in here. I looked online in Amazon, and I didn't see anything about EV cells, which I was surprised that people were complaining about it. I don't know. accordingly to Mr. Off-Grid, and I think it was also some reviews maybe, they said these have wrapped cells, so we'll see what's inside. I tried to take a picture and if it is consistent. So I'll open up for you now. This is the teardown section. Let me get it open first and then we'll look at this together. Oh, and by the way, of course, overcurrent protection does work as advertised in the manual, at least. So good and rare to see. Other than this video up there, for example, which is, you know, not the same. So yeah. By the way, happy anniversary. 3 years, WattCycle's on the market for 3 years. And I want to see if we have the same consistency. As I mentioned, there are other videos up there as an example, what they look like inside. So I'm really curious if they have the same build quality. Okay, I got it open for you. Look at this. Well, hard to see, huh? But look at this. There we are. Insulated. Make sure. So this is nothing you should do at home. So you should know what you're doing. By the way, here, I don't know if you can see it zooming in. That's where the flex copper is visible. Very interesting material, makes it way more flat. And I'll tape this one so we're not accidentally touching anything. And here we can see on the bottom, up here, hope you can see that. They use glue to fixate it, and there's a cap on it for insulation, and then there is a bolt in it for the terminal. Same applies here, you don't want to have this touching, it's live. And we have some heat shrink around this. Let's take a closer look here. What do we have here? We do have their own housing, so I don't know if I will be able to get it out. I'll give it a try in a minute. They have their own bus bar. Looks pretty massive. Looks like we have a couple temperature sensors, which means they're glued in here. So I don't know if I can get them out for now. We do have some balance leads over here, zip tied. Everything else zip tied. So main negative over here. This is where it goes to the terminal. Pretty interesting setup. Pretty thick copper bar here, which we have on this side. And since this is something you don't see every day, here a little close up. I hope you can see that. This is the copper connector over here. Pretty cool. The flex wire. I actually like to see that. And then we have here the negative side. You can see glue blobs all over the place for probably torquing marks that it doesn't get loose. This is a very thick copper, very thick bus bar as well here from those three main negative. From the BMS to the terminal, and then here to the cells, from the BMS to the cells over here, also pretty thick. Looks nice. I like it. I actually like it. And then we have this metal housing here, which is also with high density foam on top. Same over here, high density foam. Then you can see the vents over here. We see a wireless module probably, or Bluetooth module over here. That's the own BMS. As much as I understand, it's a 200 amp rated BMS it looks like. Here's the serial number, a little close up. Let me try to get also a better view on the cells itself, if we can figure that out where they are. As well as, I want to see the bus bars. Ooh, I want to see the bus bars, and there they are. Here we, yep, that's one. And here we have a bus bar. Huge side over here, a little short on this side, just pointed off by Mr. Off-Grid, video up there. Here also a little short, but it has a hum in the middle, so contraction expansion possible. Let me see if I can find the QR code as well. You see there's a very minimal tolerance. There seem to be some separator here between the cells itself as well. Some, I would assume it looks very thick, epoxy board maybe. So let me try to get more access. Alright, so the negative is very close to the positive over here. So keep that in mind when you open it up. So that's why you shouldn't do anything with that. I got the bolts. That is the actually cool part about WattCycle. You can work on them so good actually, and they build very well that you could potentially maintain them, I would say. So when I take off the BMS, what we can see from here at least, we have the temperature sensors over here. It looks like I should be able to get that one out. Yes. And that is, oh funny, that is the BMS. And I saw that with Mr. Off-Grid that they didn't peel this one off, which is so interesting. BMS, I like it. I like what I see As always, we can see the temperature sensors, and we have one over here and one over here. And there we are. Alright, here we have it. And they're called, here's a screenshot. And you can see we do have wrapped, same cells it looks like. Now you know the cells. Confirmation basically here. Pretty good to see. Pretty good what we can see. The cells are just packed in there completely. I like to see that. Nothing negative about that. And I don't think I tried just getting out, but I would assume that it's glued pretty well down there. But in general, everything else looks good. A lot of glue here for the balance leads where they're screwed in. That's the way to do it. I'll get those temperature sensors, I'll get them out, and then I will connect everything else. The only thing what makes me uncomfortable before I put everything together for the test is really that this negative and positive is so close to each other. So I'll put this one on so I have maximum protection just for me and myself. And we'll do the same over here just to have extra protection. I do not want to mess that one up here. So let's see that it's best possible protected. Alright, let me see if I can connect back to the app. And it looks like yes, it does look like it remembers some kind of something. 45%, so that's good. Let me see if we see any cell. The cell difference here, you see it's still 0.0. Wow, that's really good actually. I can stop the charging from here, so when I click on charging, it should stop charging. Time to fully charge. Nope, doesn't do anything. Setup. There we go. Maybe it took 2 times. Setup complete. When it's kind of the it's not the best translation. When you click on it and it confirms it's setup. Here, click it and setup completed. That's not correct. I mean, probably it wrote it back into the BMS. So, anyways. Let's see, we are charging right now, and we'll get one temperature sensor ready and point the heat gun on it and see what happens. So temperatures, where is it? Temperature down there. Let's see if we can click on it. Here's the temperature. We are probably at the very right, looks like. That's the temperature sensor we are having now. It stopped charging. It's at 170, 80 degree. When you go out of here, we see the warning, and the warning says the top one: charge over temperature alarm, over temperature protection. There we go. And let's see, temperature should be dropping. 62. To the very right cell, T2, that's what it calls out here. One was on the right side, one was on the other side. 50. It's either 50, 40. Oh, there we go. Below 50, it looks like. Alrighty. Let's do the other temperature sensor. So I had this one first. Now we're doing this one. And now we see cell 1, cell T1. It's increasing. Let me close this. Oh, well, I'll continue doing it. 80, 82. Oh, it is already triggered. Here we are. And we see the warning. Temp fault. Oh, that's new. But it's this one, yeah, the middle over temperature protection. We can see it's in red, 73. Most likely it will continue at 50, I would assume. Right now it's not. The app is pretty good, I feel like. They did a great job. So let's see, we are at 61. When we're below 50 or something, it might continue. $53, and we are below 50 in a sec. There we go. Oh, there it is. Alrighty. High and low temp protection individually triggered. That's good to see. And now let's do the same with our low temperature. I'll use one since we know both will work most likely. So now we're doing T2. You can see it's minus, it's already far below minus. It stopped charging. Warning is under temperature protection. Pretty good to see, nice. Let's see, and now it's above 0 again. Is that a recovery temperature now? And there it's back, yes. Pretty good, very cool. Alrighty, looks like we have both what we need here, so that's good to see. I would say I'm done with my tests here. This is amazing. Alrighty, that's all I wanted to test. I would like to know from you guys, what do you think about this battery? The housing is just phenomenal. I talked about it very briefly, but size-wise, it's a little bit bigger than the Group 31, but it has 3 times the capacity. I tested a 150 amp hour battery up there in a little smaller housing, so Group 31 housing. But this one a little bit bigger, and you have so much potential and capacity. Imagine you have 2 of them, you can parallel them or in series them to 24 pack. But even if you have 4 and go up to a 48 or 51.2 volts in series package, 4 of those, 314 amp hours, hey. I like WattCycle, I like the quality I saw here. I'm curious what you think about this, especially. Let me know in the comment section below. I've seen a bunch of other videos out there. I'll put it together because I want to reuse this. This is really good. Good and sad I didn't take it out completely, so we didn't see all, but we know the cells at least, confirmed that part. Yes, and video longer as always, but let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.